Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I'm doing a very different kind of video. So I've loved watching other YouTubers when they do like celebrity inspired makeup tutorials, or maybe they follow a celebrity's makeup tutorial. And so I was thinking, what are some celebrities that I think are just so beautiful that I'd love to know, like, what are their kind of effortless beauty tips? I thought about Zendaya, who I think is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I want to be friends with her in real life. I stumbled upon this Teen Vogue article of her explaining what she calls a bare beat, meaning it's just kind of an effortless, really quick and simple makeup look when you don't have a lot of time. Maybe you're on a plane and you're just getting ready with minimal products, minimal tools. So in the video that I found, I can link below, she never mentions specific products she's using. She just tells what product type, like a shimmery bronzer, which I thought was interesting. So I ended up picking just from my own collection products that she described, and I'm gonna try them. I'm gonna try some of her tips. There's one thing she does near the end that I was like, what? Like, I've never thought about it, and I can't wait to try it. So let's dive in. I have my little bare beat notes here that I took. She said, make sure you've got a clean face, of course, and put some lotion or moisturizer on, which I already have on my face. I ended up throwing on the super bougie Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. It is so nice. I love it. So the first thing she does is she goes in with concealer on her face and just conceals the areas she wants to conceal. Now, to be honest with you, she said to use a cream concealer. I have the NARS Soft Matte Concealer, and I don't like this. I literally, it's so dry on my skin that I don't want to use that. If you have more oily skin though, that would be a perfect use of that. And the only other like cream concealer I have is this Bobbi Brown one, and it's more of a corrector. So it's kind of peachy. I like that on the under eye, but I don't think that'll work for this. So I'm actually just gonna use a regular concealer that's closer to my own skin tone. So this is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. And so what I'm gonna do is, and what she did, is she just took some on her finger and just patted it in the areas she wants a little more coverage. So for me, that's gonna be a lot of my cheeks, just because I do have, you know, just freckles and a little bit of uneven skin tone. So I just wanna conceal that just a little bit. So what I'm liking about this is that took about 30 seconds. So it's a little bit quicker than putting on foundation, because with foundation, you're worried about the entire, you know, your entire skin being even and blending down your neck and like blending into your hairline. With this, if it's really close to your skin tone, you can really just pinpoint it-ish. I mean, obviously I wasn't pinpointing certain areas, but if you had like acne to cover. So what she does next is she takes a loose powder and powders it. Now she's using a translucent powder. I'm using my favorite loose powder that's technically not translucent. It's from Maybelline. It's their Fit Me powder. And you guys, this is one of the best, if not the best, loose powder I've ever come across. I'm using the SEPHORA Pro Airbrush number 55, and she just kind of powdered her face. I feel like my skin already looks like perfected. Like, why do I even wear foundation? Because that's covering what I really wanted to cover without having to have, you know, I didn't really need to put foundation, or I guess in this case concealer, in these areas where I naturally have lines that it ends up sinking into, but I really don't need to cover much there, so why even? Interesting. So the next thing she does is she actually goes in with her under eye concealer, which I'm using the same one, the Revolution. She just taps a little bit on her under eye. So I didn't powder that area because I knew I was gonna powder it here in a bit. But I did think it was kind of interesting that she powdered and then she went in with concealer and powdered again, but I'm game for it. I really like this concealer. When I heard the name Bare Beat, I first thought of in The Office when Dwight says bear, well, Jim says, making fun of Dwight, bears beats Battlestar Galactica. So I'm gonna powder that. I'm just using my Maybelline Fit Me. I don't mind this on the under eye. People are like, well, it's not brightening. I'm like, but it doesn't darken my under eye. Like, it just kind of evens things out with the rest of my face, which I don't mind. For a while, I didn't like to use this on my under eye, but I don't really mind it so much anymore. Gosh, I feel like I have a full face of, I mean, it doesn't feel like it. I feel like it looks like I have a full face of foundation on. This is like the most exciting day ever. And I've been really excited to do this video since I had the idea and I stumbled upon her little video. Okay, so the next thing she does is she grabs a glowy, shimmery bronzer. I grabbed my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Diffused Bronze Light. I realize I really don't have a lot of like glimmery bronzers in my collection, and this is making me want to try more. So we'll see. And she just kind of focused it there, and then she brought some up here. Oh, this is looking crazy, Jessie. I don't use this bronzer a lot because I feel like it ends up looking so orange. But like I said, I really didn't have any options for shimmery, glittery bronzers because it's not usually my cup of tea. I could maybe get into it. I could see myself trying more, but I've been using a lot of cream bronzer too. So I just don't think I love this bronzer. This shade in particular, Diffuse Bronze Light. It's just a little bit, and it's funny, it doesn't really look orange in the pan, but I don't know. Yeah, y'all see what I'm seeing? So the next thing is she goes in with a cream blush. So I grabbed my Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek Stick in the shade Work. I've really been enjoying this. She says you can apply it with your fingers. She actually does it with a brush, so I figured I would try that. And just kind of taps it in that area. I really like this product, and it stays in place really, really well. The brush I was using for that just now, if you were curious, is the Sephora Pro Angle Diffuser number 60. Then she takes the same bronzer, but she puts it on her eyes. She focused it on her lids, and I thought that was interesting because I feel like I've taken bronzer. A lot of us take bronzer and stick it like in our crease because it's a nice crease shade. But it looked so pretty on her just being on her eyelids. And I was like, oh, like, I don't know how I've never really thought about that, but it can look really nice. Blending it up a little bit with my finger. So then the next thing she did, she didn't use any eyeliner, but she used a mascara. So I'm using the YSL, the Shock Mascara. Y'all, this is bougie. It is so expensive. And really my favorite, not concealer, my favorite mascara of all time is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I just don't have one right now. And I was trying this out for another video. So I figured we would give this a try here. Not used to seeing my eyes done without my brows done. So I'm excited to do those because it does look like, to me, bizarre. For brows, what she does is she grabs an angled brush. I'm using the Smith Cosmetics 205. You do not, this is an expensive brand of brushes, and I do really like them, but for an angled brow brush or liner brush or anything, you do not need to spend money. e.l.f. makes perfectly great ones. Perfectly great. And she doesn't say in the video whether she uses powder or like a pomade or what. I'm gonna use a pomade because I don't have a powder in my collection currently. This is the Anastasia DIPBROW pomade in the shade Medium Brown. Mine's getting a little old and you can tell, but what I do is I get some on the brush and then I just kind of wipe a good amount of it off on something so that when I'm going in, it's not a super harsh color right at first so that I can kind of get the basic shape done. And of course, Zendaya literally has like the most perfect brows. They're like beautiful and thick and natural, and I am in love with them. The next thing she does is her magic step. And that is that she takes either a clear gloss or she named Aquaphor, which I happen to have plenty of Aquaphor because I have a baby right now. So I grabbed some, and what she did, I loved this trick, is she got a little bit out. I'm assuming, she didn't show, so I'm assuming she was using Aquaphor, but maybe it was a clear gloss, and just tap it in the areas that you're gonna put your highlight. I have been so excited to try this. Put a little bit under there. And already it's got this beautiful, just kind of glossy, natural glow. But what she does next is that she ends up taking it and putting a highlight on top of it. And I'm so excited to see what this looks like. And again, this is not the most revolutionary thing I've ever heard. People, you know, you could take a cream highlight and then put a powder highlight. I mean, but it's just one of those things that I haven't really heard anyone do this exact thing. And I think it was so pretty on her. And then I'm gonna go in with the Catrice highlighting powder. This is in the shade Champagne Campaign. It's one of my favorite highlighters of all time, and it happens to be at the drugstore. And I'm gonna grab a smaller, like kind of fluffy eyeshadow brush. Just tap it in. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty, but it makes it look a little less powdery, you know? And at the same time, it kind of sets the Aquaphor in the funniest way. You know what I mean? Because it is technically a powder. So I am like loving that. Ooh. We'll look at everything up close in just a second. I'll zoom you guys in. The last step was a clear lip gloss. I'm using the NYX This Is Everything Lip Oil. I guess it's technically not a gloss, but I mean, it is a clear gloss. You know what I mean? I love this stuff, and I feel like it's just a little bit healthier for your lips. But she brought up a good point. She was like, clear lip gloss is so underrated. And like for me, I have really pigmented lips, and I feel like I'm always on the hunt for like the most perfect natural nude lip that matches my lips. And I'm like, but why? Like, why not put a clear gloss on top and it's gonna give me the same look I was wanting, but it's using the natural color I already have. Let's zoom you guys in. I want you guys to see what this looks like up close. So I just feel like I can't believe I'm not wearing foundation because it looks pretty darn even. Now, obviously, if you've got huge things to cover, this might, the no foundation portion of this might not be for you, but you might try the Aquaphor tip or the clear lip gloss tip. You know what I mean? Those kinds of things that you can still take away from this, even if you know that just using concealer and powder might not be for you, and that's fine. One of those things that I feel like there are a lot of these little tips that I could start using when I'm having one of those days where if I'm not filming, I'm getting ready really quickly to get out of the house and look a little more put together. I could totally see myself doing this. And the other thing I'm surprised about is I usually like wearing liner, at least in some way, around my eyes, but I actually don't mind the way this looks without liner. This also made me fall back in love with eyebrow pomade because I forgot it can be so quick and easy to use. Even though when I first like heard about this stuff, I'm like, no, that is the most intimidating thing ever to just put like cream through my brows. But I'm telling you guys, if you do my trick of wiping a good amount of it off, it is the easiest thing in the world. You have so much control. This was so much fun for me to do. I was looking forward to doing this. Once I had the idea to use her and then I found this video, I thought, we're doing this tomorrow. I cannot wait to try this. So I love this completed look. It is, I feel like this is what I'm always going for when I do like my dewy skin looks where it just, but this is like truly like my skin with just a little bit of extra. So that was exciting. But anyway, I'll shut up, I'll stop gushing, but I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope you'll come say hi to me on social media. It's JamBeauty89 everywhere and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Oh, and let me know what celebrities you guys want me to do next. Like, is there a certain tutorial you'd like me to try? Maybe there's a celebrity that, you know, you just want me to try some of their favorite makeup items, whatever it might be, please let me know down below because I'd like to do this maybe once a month on my channel because it's so much fun. Anyway, I'll shut up. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.